Fiji. So beautiful, so serene. This is currently my view right now as I'm looking out across the Nandi Bay. It's a bit low tide right now, but it doesn't take away from the absolute serenity of just sitting on the beach, looking out across the water. And there's a little boat actually coming out over there, a little speedboat coming out from down near Smugglers area. And I thought I would come down and talk about Fiji and the current state that I feel like it's getting a bit of a bad rep in the media right now. And a lot of people are starting to become concerned based off of reports that are real. They definitely are happening, but also isn't a reflection of the beautiful country that is Fiji. And although there are isolated incidents, you know, people unfortunately are going through bad circumstances, whether that be situations with alcohol and whatnot, or the situation recently in Nandi. I feel like I do need to clear up a lot of misconception that's coming from that, as if Fiji has just completely gone down the toilet in regards to, you know, safety and the beautiful representation that it normally has. People are now really associating Fiji with ice and all this bad stuff. And it's like, again, these things do happen. This is life. This is society. I know it's not pretty. I know it's not great, but this isn't just Fiji. This is everywhere, right? Because when you come to Fiji, you still need to be very, and I feel like a lot of people don't understand this, you still need to be very aware of your surroundings. You need to be situationally aware of what you're doing, where you are, and don't just go around willy-nilly as if it's back home for you. You know, at the end of the day, this is still where people live. Fijians are real people, and just because you see, you know, how they are and how they act in the hotel industry and whatnot with their bull of smiles and beautiful souls and whatnot, which do exist, there is still also life in this country. I know a lot of people see this as just a holiday destination, but this isn't a holiday destination for Fijians. It's not. It's not a holiday destination for Fijians. They live here. They work here. They have all the human problems that everybody else does. You know, it is quite a poor country in comparison to a lot of other places around the world, which I'm sure that you guys are very well aware of. But people come here and they just don't understand that just because your perception is that it's a holiday place and everything's amazing and everything's going right, it doesn't make that the truth. And it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be still very situationally aware of the situation that you are currently in. And a reminder, none of this video is blaming anybody, right? Like, that's the hard thing to kind of get across here. There's no blame being put across to anybody. No travelers, not a generalization of Fijians, not anybody. No specifics, right? It's just about the situation. But people come to Fiji and they go into their hotels and they have this perception that that's how normal life is here 24/7. And it's not true. You're in a containment. The containments that you are in, whether that be, say, Denarau, or that be down the Coral Coast, or that be on the Mamanuthas, you are in a containment. A lot of people here see Denarau as not even Fiji. People say it's not even Fiji. And I would make the argument that, yeah, it's probably right. Now, you don't know Fiji. You don't know shit, really. You only see what you're shown. You only see what you're shown. There's reason that there is security to prevent people from going into those containments, right? And even if you do kind of, actually, to go back on something, these hotels have everything there that you need, right? So you go into, say, a Denarau or a Coral Coast resort like an Outrigger or a Sheridan, whatnot, Shangri-La, sorry. You go into these hotels and you got everything there. You got all your water sports, you got your activities, you got your pool, you got your bar, you got your food, you got everything. You are in a containment, okay? You're in a containment. Now, if you were to leave that hotel, you're more than likely going to go on a tour. And that tour is still a containment. You're not just walking around willy-nilly doing whatever you want. There are going to be people who do that, and 99% of the time you are going to be safe. And 99% of the time, you are going to have a fantastic time doing whatever it is that you decide to do, whether it be walking around Lautoka, or walking around Suva, or walking around Nandi, Singatoka, doesn't matter where you are. 99% of the time, you will be completely and utterly safe, as long as you aren't just going out in the darkness. You aren't going into some random, you know, side street. You're not walking in a place that you aren't aware of. Right? And that should be pretty simple for everywhere in the world. You know, you go to Chicago and I guarantee you, you're not just walking around any street willy-nilly. You're doing your research. And granted, there's not as much research into Fiji that you can be aware of. Probably where not to go at night, probably where not to go at any time really. You know, there's different customs, cultural traditions, and there's so many things that go into life here in Fiji. Granted, there isn't as much research, and I'm going to do a lot of videos here on the channel kind of explaining a few things, because I've been here. I've been here for a very long time. My family is here in Fiji. I'm obviously Australian, but I've basically grown up here. The nightlife times that I've had have all been here, which will definitely be a video soon. Don't let all this negative media and negative situations affect your experience of Fiji. There is an epidemic in regards to a certain drug. There is isolated incidents of what's happened in Nandi and what happened up on the Coral Coast and whatnot. There are isolated incidents. These did happen, and they are not at fault of anybody except for the perpetrator, right? Just saying, like, the victim, not their fault in regards to anything. But there are isolated incidents, so you still need to be understanding to maintain your brain. When walking around and doing shit, you still need to be aware of what you're doing. You're on holiday. Fijians aren't. You're on holiday. A lot of people here who aren't even Fijian aren't. You come with the best intentions. And that's fantastic. There's a plane leaving from Nandi right now. What is that? Fiji Airways? No. It's red. I don't know what that is. It's a big one, though. You will have a fantastic time in this country. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Absolutely stunning. This is just Nandi. It's just Nandi. Over there is like Plantation Island, the Mamanuthans and whatnot out there. It's a great holiday destination that you can take your family on. You can be a solo traveller. Female travel, solo, you'll be completely fine. You know, it's a safe country. It's so safe. It's really safe. It's nowhere near as bad as people are starting to make it out to be. But it isn't as safe as it once was. It isn't as safe as it once was. But if you come here with the right intentions, you do your research, and you don't just do shit for the sake of doing shit, you don't just walk back streets and whatnot, you'll be fine. You go into your containment, you'll have a fantastic time, regardless of what hotel it is. You have a fantastic time. Beautiful, fun, enjoyable, a few drinks, a bit of dancing. You're living, Barry. You're living. Do not come here thinking that it doesn't have its own problems, because Fiji absolutely has a lot of problems. You just don't hear about it much. You're starting to get trickles of isolated incidents and things, but at the end of the day, there is a lot of things in Fiji that there are bad parts of it. It's not a perfect country. There is nowhere that is perfect. These people are people just like you. So to wrap it up, this video, all out of love. I love this beautiful country. I love the beautiful people here. I'm going to film a lot of great content here in Fiji. I'm really excited to show off, you know, how beautiful this country is. But I just wanted to really put this emphasis out there. You don't know everything based off of your 2-week holiday in Danarel. You don't know everything about this country. It's got a great positive reputation, starting to get filtered through in a negative reputation, but it's got a great positive representation overall. That is true. And it is true, the reputation that this country has. But always be aware of your situation and where you are, what you're doing. And if you're in a containment, you're sweet. If you're outside of your containment, use your noggin. Appreciate you. Much love. Hit that thumbs up button so more people can see and understand a little bit more about Fiji. Subscribe if you're new around here. We post every 2 days. I appreciate you. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.